Well, hello there. Here's another quiggle. Question is what I get asked lots. PJ, how do I travel and eat right? Boy, I get lots of comments from xgym members, friends, and family about how hard it is. Because you got the airplane food, hotels, restaurants, off the routine, all that kind of stuff. And yes, those are all valid excuses, but it can be easier than most people think. Part of the reason that it is so hard is because people think it's so hard. We don't always get what we want, but we usually get what we expect. So the first step is, instead of expecting it to be hard, to think it's going to be interesting to see how I eat healthy on this trip. Then step number 2 is come up with a plan. So step 2A is pack some good healthy food. Pack some snacks for the airplane, pack some stuff for the hotel, and step 2B is to come up with a plan for when you're in certain situations that might be a trigger for unhealthy eating, like eating out with friends, family, or business associates, or going over to someone's house. And I got answers for all this. How do I know? Because I've perfected it for myself, and it's actually really easy. So when I carry out my plan, I have certain things that I do, and certain actions that I take, and certain things that I've bought, like a little mini fridge that actually fits in my carry-on, and a water filter bottle that filters out the fluoride and the chlorine from municipal water sources. So when I pack my snacks and food, I stick it in my little carry-on fridge, I put an ice pack in there, and that keeps it cold until I get to my destination. And then my little carry-on fridge also has a 12-volt adapter for a car, and it has the wall adapter for 110 AC. And so no matter where I am, I've got a fridge. It's usually full mostly with fitness chocolate, but I also put things in there that are other really convenient quick snacks like hard-boiled eggs, and a lot of the snack ideas that you see on this link right here that I'll also put in the description below. Then when I get to my destination, if I'm eating at a restaurant, meat and veggies. Any restaurant can fix me meat and veggies, even if it's not on the menu, because back in that kitchen, they've got some kind of meat that they can grill, and they've got some kind of veggies that they can boil or steam. And when I ask the server for something like that, it's an easy order for them to take. And the chef really appreciates it back in the kitchen, because making that is actually easier to make than what's on the menu. And then wherever I'm going, there's usually a Whole Foods. And so I go there to shop for stuff and get foods and snacks and things. And then I also plan before I'm gonna go to an event or a dinner, and I know what I'm gonna do before I get there, and I commit to it before I even leave. If I know it's gonna take a while and I'm gonna get pretty hungry, then I eat beforehand. And so when I show up, I'm full. I also hydrate all the time, but especially right before I get there. A bunch of water, which also makes me full and satisfied. And there's less temptation to eat the stuff that's gonna be there. Plus, I don't even know what's gonna be there. If it's gonna be some party or with hors d'oeuvres or a buffet or something, I don't even know if there's gonna be enough options for me. So if I show up fed, no big deal. I'm not hungry. I don't find myself in a bad situation where I'm hungry and I have to eat something just because I'm that hungry. I don't actually get really hungry anymore anyways, because I'm fat adapted. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I only get to about a 7 on hunger intensity because I'm fat adapted. And if you want to know what fat adapted means, check out this blog post about that whole thing, because it's really cool. Once you're fat adapted, you never really get over a 7. I can get to a 7, which is hungry but tolerable, and then I'll just stay there. I won't go any higher. There's no sugar highs and lows. It's just amazing. The main problem I hear the most often is when people get in a situation where they're really hungry, they don't have any healthy options, and they've got their sugar low because they're a sugar burner instead of fat adapted, and then they just eat something because they're just desperate. But having a plan and sticking to that plan and doing some of these strategies I just described is huge for preventing that from ever happening. Another huge important step is to stay hydrated the whole time, because when you're dehydrated, you get hungrier, your cravings are worse, and it's harder to burn fat. Another thing to be careful of is triggers. when you're traveling and you're outside your home, outside your routine, you can find yourself a victim of triggers, whether that be certain people or situations or certain foods that are familiar to traveling that get you snowballing in the wrong direction. So the first step to preventing triggers is to recognize that they're a trigger, acknowledge it as a trigger, and then talk to it. Say, thanks for visiting, trigger, but you can take off because you don't have any power over me anymore because I'm committed to health now. So just stay in that mode now when you're traveling. You're healthy at home, you're healthy on the road, you're just always healthy. And you're making all the right decisions to get that way and to stay that way. Now you do it. Do it.